So hi.
Hi.
So nice meeting you. So before we go into the deep conversations about our professions and all those things, so I just want you to give a brief introduction about yourself, who Tilaga is, and all the journey like you have come up to for the better understanding of the people and myself.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the opportunity to introduce myself. Currently, I work in a French-based company called Cruze. I work as a sales director. I head all India sales. My total experience is about 21 years in industrial automation, aerospace and defense industries. I started my career in this company as a sales coordinator. Now I'm heading all India sales. I work last 18 years. To that I work with Omron distributor in Tech System. This is about my career. And apart from that, I've written a book called Cumulative Selling. That's basically we talk about a raise model, which we can discuss later. So to support whatever my thought process, I want to put it into words to the sales community. What kind of skills help me to grow in sales? What I believe in, it is just not the sales, it is also your daily routines, your discipline, your integrity, your sales skills and mindset, all put together make you who you are, just not the sales skills. That's how I put it as a book. That is Cumulative Selling. Other than that, my passion is to empower more women into sales. So that's why I formed a community called Sell Like Her, where we conduct a podcast. We bring women sales leaders globally to talk about what made them to come into sales, what challenges they faced in male dominated industry, how they overcome the challenges, what is their daily activities which help them in sales as well as work life balance. So I used to ask a lot of questions in the podcast so that will help other aspiring saleswomen that it is not me who's facing the challenges, it is a lot of women who face the similar challenges, but they come out of it, they overcome the challenges and they become top sales leaders. So that is the idea of having podcast. Instead of just talking about it, if they hear from other sales leaders, it builds the confidence in them. That's about podcast, Sell Like Her podcast. And then like colleges, I go give speech to the students, what is sales. This is about me.
Okay. Basically, thanks so much for your introduction, and I was very much captivated about when you said about Sell Like Her, because there are two things over here in Sell Like Her. One is sell, okay, then is her. Okay, so talking about the first part, sales, okay, selling. You have been in this for last 21 years, you said. As a woman, how was the journey? Basically, how was the journey? So I'm still talking about the first part, only the sales. We'll talk about the her part later. But how was this journey of 21 years for you? If I have to ask you, in a single word, if I have to ask you in a single word,
Okay.
How was the journey in the last 21 years?
I'm not sure if I can put it in a single word, because there was a lot of ups and downs in sales, that too being a woman in a male dominated industry, it is not that easy so far. But I would say in single word, it is exciting.
Exciting. Okay.
Even today it is exciting, sales.
Sales is exciting
Yes.
always.
Yes, okay. Because why I say that word is exciting in many ways. Being a woman, being in the industry, male dominated industry, even the customers are male, and the channel partners are male, even the suppliers are male, the co-workers are mostly male, the management are male, my sales boss is always male. So being in such environment, if you are grooming and proving yourself all the time, because every year there are one or the other challenges. My management, thanks to them, they keep giving to me, and it's always proving yourself. Always you have to keep up yourself the best in the industry, best in whatever you're doing, so that it's not that going to the top, it is also how you retain the position. So you always have to prove yourself, your fullest potential. And then as you know, sales is always target oriented, growth oriented. So what you have done in the past, nobody bothers. What you're going to do this year, what you're going to do next year.
Correct.
That is how.
What are you going to do this month?
So it is exciting in this way as well. Then meeting customers. I really love talking to customers, each having different mindset, different requirements they have. It's always nice to meet the strangers sometime. There are people who talk very smoothly, there are people who talk little harsh, but you should know as a salesperson how to handle all the mindset of people.
Correct.
So meeting different level of people, level of managements, customers is also interesting. And the last one is travel. I love traveling. So I keep traveling. Even if you ask me 1 month continuously travel, I do that because that's also exciting to me. Going to a different culture like North. Recently I was in Delhi, and myself and my colleague was talking like a Balaji temple, Balaji god. So all these days I didn't know that Balaji in North it is called Hanuman.
Oh,
I was not aware. All these days I knew Balaji means it is Venkateshwara in South,
Yes.
like Vishnu or
Yes.
Govinda, whatever. But recently when we were just discussing, I came up with this. That means there are a lot, even though we are in the same country, lot of different languages, different culture, different food, different terminologies to use. So all these are exciting to me.
great. Good. The question that comes up is since you have founded this community and running this community for Sell Like Her, why not sell like him, and why sell like her?
The purpose of why I started this community, because when I was started my sales career, I didn't had any mentor, not even a single woman mentor who can guide me, because always I put across some situations whether women can do it. I was having about 15 sales guys. I was the saleswoman. Little challenges because organization also didn't know like whether a woman can contribute. So little challenges. So that time I badly needed a mentor. I didn't have it.
So, okay, sorry to interrupt at this point, because you said two things over here. You didn't have a mentor, and then you said you didn't have a women mentor.
Yes.
So, which is more priority to you? Do you have a mentor or to have a women mentor?
I would say women mentor I prefer more because
Okay.
they understand your pain point.
Okay.
As a woman, they can relate to what you are saying, like how to make a family life happy,
Okay.
how to make your kid happy. I can talk, okay, you balance it out. Morning you spend 1 hour for cooking, evening you spend 1 hour for taking care of your kid. That a men mentor, I don't know how he will be able to communicate. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
You're not sure. Okay.
Because I can relate, because I do that day in, day
Okay.
out. Because for me,
Got it.
balancing work life is also important. I always talk about triangle. Mistake. One is a good career with good wealth, good health, and good family life. So 3 are important. If somebody is like going to the top in their career, but they are lagging in taking care of their family, that is not a real
That's not-
success.
Correct. Agreed.
So for me, if you go even little slow is fine in your life. That's how I want to mentor the girls, because I know one of my friend, she's in the top in sales, but she's not with the family today, because maybe I don't know where it went wrong, but maybe that work-life balance is missing. So I want every woman, because here any industry maybe it is very easy family work life, but sales it is more tough, because they also have to manage the travel, taking care of their family life, taking care of their health, because in sales health is plays a major role. If you're not well, you can't travel. Sometimes in a defense organization, if I have to go, I have to walk 1 kilometer inside. So, and day in, day out, you have to travel early morning, late nights, very well, you're in sales. So, health is very important. So how you balance being a woman, taking care of your family, because as a mother, you have your own responsibility to take, and your daughter or son needs you, how you're going to balance it both. So, I've scheduled my time for everything, for my health, for career, and for my family. Every
Understood.
day and weekends, I scheduled accordingly. I don't spend in watching movies or watching unnecessary stuffs. Always it's productive for me. 8 hours if I work, it's completely 8 hours.
Okay.
If I'm being with my daughter, it's completely with her evening time.
Understood.
And morning it is for my daily health related routines. So this is how I schedule my time. And Sunday is for my family. So if we are able to schedule our lifestyle, everything we will be able to manage it so well. So this is what I would like to tell the women's.
Okay. So this is the message that you want to tell the women.
Yes.
And not only women, basically in the recent time, this one phrase called work-life balance is making a lot of noise. Correct. I'm not sure whether in the past, we have heard much about this, but today many great, leaders are also talking about it. We have two type of conversations when we talk about work-life balance. One is the Gen Zs and the the current all the young people. They are talking about we need work-life balance. If it is an 8-hour job, it has to be 8-hour job, and the rest of the time we have to follow a passion. We have to follow the family routine, and these kind of things are happening. And on the other side, we have controversial statements from recently also we had from L&T chairman, we had from even from the Narayana Murthy Infosys, we had some kind of statements though. So what is your take on that? So do you agree with those leaders, because they have been there, done and dusted, and they are telling us, boss, what are you going to do? Why are you going to stare at your wife? How long can you stare at your wife? There's one guy who said 70 hours per week is mandatory. You have to work. Only then you will be able to grow. If India has to grow, this has to be there. And let's forget about a minute for the women or men. But when we talk about the this work-life balance, so this is the two sides of a single coin. So what is your take on that? In fact,
for me, both is important. Work-life. And I don't tell people, okay, you have to work only 8 hours. If there is a demand, like for example, my boss is coming from France, I have to work late night or early mornings to finish some of the presentations for him. But at the same time, I don't want to sacrifice spending time with my daughter. So what I do, like 7 to 9 p.m. or 7 to 10 p.m., I spend time with her, and I sacrifice on my sleep. Like instead of 7 hours or 6 hours, I sleep 4 hours, which is fine for me. When I'm working in a company, sometimes work demands more. Sometimes at a time there will be a lot of works, a lot of calls, a lot of emails. You have to be honest with your company where you're working, and sometimes there will be a demand. And I believe in, if you stretch more, when you deliver more, it will, the karma returns. I believe in all spirituality, all this I will connect, sorry for that. But it's all like cause and effect theory. How much you stretch more, how much you put your effort, that much result you get. In Thirukural, I don't know if you know Thirukural.
Of course, yes, of course I
Thiruvalluvar. Yeah. One of my favorite kural is Devata lagade ninu muyarchi tan mei varata kuli tharum. That means even though you have a fate, bad luck, or even the God cannot help you because of your fate, a bad karma, whatever it is. But if you put your effort, how much you strain yourself to put your effort, that much result you get. If you strain yourself like 10%, 20%, 20% result you get. If you strain yourself 100%, that much result you get. So it's all how much you give. Now I don't know, this generation, they always see, okay, I'm earning this, I work only this much. But I always say it is on the other way. You put yourself 100% effort, the result automatically comes to you. You don't need to worry about the result. When you always work for money, you'll not be able to give your 100%. When you focus on your work, being integrity, and give whatever it takes, whatever the expectation, if you're able to fulfill, the result comes in place. So for me, to answer your question, work-life balance, when work demands, you need to do it, because that is what you're paid for. You can't say like this much only I work. But at the same time, you should plan yourself how you're going to take care of your family life
as well.
Yeah. If I'm traveling out of stations, sometimes, like at least I ensure that full day I spend with her, like weekends. I spend a little more time with her so that I can balance it out. So like that, and I bring a lot of toys for her so that she's happy. Some way you have to ensure that both are, both expectations are getting fulfilled.
Okay, so basically, if I could sum it up, you want a balance between the work and the profession.
Yes.
I mean, your personal.
Yes.
So work-life balance is very, very important for you, and you don't advocate for this 70 hours a week or 90 hours a week, whatever it is.
See, no restrictions. When it demands, you have to do it.
Only on demand basis.
Yeah. Requires.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Why sell like her? Okay, why focus on the sell part for her? Because as a woman today, a woman is doing all wonderful jobs. I mean, give it any field. Okay, any field. For example, women is into advocate, women is into police inspector, and women has has been a great leader for the state as well, for the country as 100%. Well, and women are doing fantastic jobs in every domain. Correct.
Okay.
And today, if you could see, for example, HR, okay, human resource, majority of the candidates are into women. Okay, I don't know, but women like the job of HR, and you take any of the domain, women are already there, but focusing on sales part, focusing on sell like her. Okay, I just wanted to know the thought process behind this. Why you chose this particular profession to sell like her? Why not the rest? What was the thought process when you started this community?
First answer is I know only sales.
Okay.
Okay. If I want a mentor, I should be an example to mentor.
Okay.
Right. Otherwise, people don't listen to it. You are talking about HR. What experience you have? Why should I go to talk about
Okay.
HR when I don't have experience?
Got it.
Number one. Number two, I see a lot of gray areas in sales, especially for women. At least other domain, there are reasonable ratios of women compared to sales. That too, our kind of B2B, industrial automation. Hardly there are ratios. In my 18 years or 21 years experience, I can count in my hand how many sales women I have seen in my career. Very
Agreed.
less.
Agreed.
So why it is so less ratios? There are a lot of reasons. Lack of awareness, number one. First and foremost is lack of awareness. If sales means they think, okay, it is male dominated industry and it's a lot of pressure, lot of target we have, and it's a door to door selling. Lot of myths has been created.
Okay. And when you, sorry to interrupt again, so when you say it's a male dominated industry, what do you mean by that? Why it is a male dominated industry, and where did you felt so?
In any organization, you work in Misumi.
Yes, of course, I
How
have worked
many
in here in
sales
Misumi.
women you have in your company?
Frankly speaking, I worked for almost 12 years in a company, Japanese company called Kians, and I didn't have any sales, women. And even now, when I'm working in as a director in Misumi, after me coming to this company, I hired one, lady sales person over there. So of course, I mean, I do agree with you that there are no sales, but is it because of the male domination in the industry, or is it because of the lack of awareness, or is it because of women are too comfortable? Why should I go there? I mean, this is a very hectic job. I have to travel a lot. Like you said, you have to travel, to different places, and there's also a concept of safety that comes for the women as well. And there are many aspects over there. My the area of concern is it only because of the male domination in the industry, or is it because of the various factors, lack of infrastructure, lack of awareness? There are so many other things as well.
Yeah,
So what
you
is
are
your,
right. Yes. I would put into three categories. One is, of course, women, organization, and society. Okay. Three factors I would like to talk mainly. Women, actually, they do not know what exactly sales is. So, lack of awareness. They don't have courage to get into sales and to be excellent in sales. Courage, confidence is missing. Anyway, we need to work with them to build the courage. Women, one reason, because we need to groom them, understand what is sales, what advantages, benefits they're going to get being in sales. Even though they have a lot of good skills of sales, even though they are not in sales, like negotiation, objection handling, building a relationship, I see like it is in them. Like being a mother, they automatically have that skills to how to handle the objections, or how to negotiate with the kid, how to negotiate with the husband. These are all like their born skills.
so who is a good negotiator, men or women?
I would say women.
I agree to it.
If they want to buy a sari, they're good at it to negotiate husband to get the sari. And if they want to go out,
When you talk about that, the negotiation part, not only they negotiate with the husband also. I have seen my mom doing shopping. The way she negotiates the price with the vendor, I would feel ashamed of asking that price. I mean, I'm being very transparent to it.
Yeah.
I sometimes wonder how did she arrive at this number, and she closed the deal. Being at the purchase side, I'm talking about being at a purchase. She wants to purchase something, she will right away bargain at 70 or 80% discount, and she will ask, and then she will negotiate at 75% or 60% discount. Whereas if you ask me or my dad or men in my family, they would be like very hesitant to ask for the, okay, let's ask about 20%. What will he think about if I ask about 20%? Is what our mindset is. So maybe I thought this is about my family, it's about my mom and stuff. But when I grow up, when I started talking to many my friends and all after the social media and all, I could see women as a whole. I mean, they are having this kind of a skill to negotiate with the opposite party. I believe so, and they negotiate like anything.
Yeah, they are
Okay,
good
so
at it.
Yes, they are very good at it, and I've seen that.
Yeah.
So maybe this is something which is a God gifted or
Yeah,
inborn skill. What a
inborn
woman
skills,
has
yes.
it. We are not channelizing it properly.
Yeah,
the
you're
way
right,
it has
yeah.
to be.
That's true. That's true.
That's my
That's what they
perception.
themselves do not know their true qualities, which enhance the sales career for them.
Of
So
course.
those kind of awareness, guidance need to be there with the women. So women is one factor which we need to work to. Number two is organization. Organization, I talked to a couple of people. They say like, I don't want to recruit women because they're not a good communicator. They'll not be able to talk boldly with the customers, and I don't see their career if like maternity leave. I don't know whether they continue their career in sales. So they have a lot of wise organization.
Correct.
So if organization come up with the good plans and to support women, start recruiting women. Like when I was recruiting for a sales position, I requested my HR, like we need to have male and female candidate. We are open to interview, because she was asking question why, because she's not in India. They don't have such things.
Okay.
But since it is for an Indian resume, I requested her to do
Yes.
this, because I know if just a sales opening, only male
Only males will apply it.
will apply.
Correct.
If we say female, then she knows that okay, this is opening for female, and she's been respected to welcome her. So this kind of things organization need to support to bring more
Correct.
women. So organization factor is also important, to work closely with the organization. Number three is society, because I myself face a lot of challenges come to this level in sales, because many times my family, close relatives said quit sales job because you need to take care of the baby, that this, they keep saying, because they think that sales means not a good job to be. But I was taking a standpoint that I tell my family I can have a work-life balance, especially not my husband, because he is very supportive. But how many girls having that standpoint to tell to their relatives that this is a good job and I'm doing good job and I am confident that I can have a work-life balance. So those society perspective also have to change. That's why three factors need to be improved.
Agreed.
addressed.
Going to the second, perspective of organization, I have been hiring, sales people, sales team for the last somewhere around 8 to 9 years. I've been hiring, and one of the challenges, okay, if I have to make a decision from an organization point of view, is you rightly said about the maternity leave. Number one is the maternity leave, and if I'm hiring a single lady who is not yet married, unmarried women, the very first question is what after marriage. Correct. So you are not yet married now, you will be working with us. Once you are married, the decision lies with the men. So if he is employed in some other state, if he is employed in some other country, so this woman has to move on along with the family. But when we hire a man, when we hire a male candidate, this question doesn't come to that person. Correct. Why is it so? And this has also been linked to the society, as you rightly said. Okay. So, I mean, what do you think about this? Have you ever asked this question? So, you are not yet married, bro. Like, once after marriage, will you be leaving this company after you, based on your wife or whatsoever?
So again, here there are a lot of factors involved to talk about it. One of the factor is choosing a man. Very important for a woman who is not married yet, because I see many women have their list to the criteria to select a woman is mostly whether how much they are earning money, what is a good company they work, how many properties they have, whether they have a six-pack or not. I know I've seen girls who have such list, but for me the list should be, is he having a good character? Is he respecting a woman? Gives importance to your own dream, allowing you to follow your dream? Is he allowing you to travel? You know, these are all the criteria I had, honestly.
Oh,
I'm not a person who expect, husband should earn so much. You can earn money. Today the world is, everyone have an opportunity to grow and to become a financial independent. But what is missing is a good character husband.
understood.
Yeah, whether you want all this, but husband not allowing your dream to follow your dream, then you will be nowhere in the world. You will be just live as a slave. I'm sorry to use this word, but I've seen in my life there are a couple of women who just in a closed circle, just taking care of children. For me, they have to be inspired to their children. If they grow, even the children gets inspired. But for that, I understand totally the husband support is important, but at the same time, what is your role in selecting a husband? I know it's like how to say, arranged marriage. People ask, okay, how in arranged marriage it's possible? Now, even when you meet up in that forum along with the parents, you are allowed to talk, right?
Today things have become very easy actually.
Very easy.
Yes.
People like one girl, 365 days I want a sari. My parents to offer a sari, so that every day I want to wear a different saris, and I want my husband to hand over all his salary to me. I will take care of all the expense. What is your role in it? To selecting a husband is also plays an important role to answer your questions. So like
Understood.
this, there are a lot of factors. If at all she has a role to select, I know now they are able to talk with the parents to tell what kind of husband I want. I'm going to select a husband who is going to support me in the sales career. I think if they talk interview in this way, definitely the organization will going to support her.
Okay. And if I look at from the organization's point of view, the major challenges for the hiring of women, especially for the sales team, is safety, maternity part, and leaving organization soon, which is the personal part of the women, like marriage and having the kids. And today we also have the HR policies where the maternity leave has to be given for the 6 months or so plus, wherein she will not be contributing to the growth of the organization. Of course, I do believe these are very important, things which is for the from a women's side. But if I look at from the organization side, I'll be like, I'm putting a lot of money into the business, and ROI is at the stake. My investors are demanding me to, do it. Why should I hire a woman tomorrow after a year? Because it will take at least 1 year for me to train her and start getting the ROI if I'm hiring a woman. I mean, whichever candidate it is.
Okay.
And post that, if I get one day I just get this news that okay, next 6 months she will be on maternity leave, and then post maternity also there are many challenges for many women, and few of them return, few of them don't return. There are so many risks involved with this. So I am an organization and I see these things, these areas as a risk, and that is the reason why I don't select a woman. Instead I will go select a male candidate and I'll just get the thing done. So what is your take on that? What is your view of the organization, whether it is okay or you think you have a different view?
See, one thing is, I want to take again my own example. I didn't had any backup for my maternity leave, even though my boss asked, can we transfer to other sales guy so that he can take care of when you are not available. I said, trust me, I'm going to manage the show, even though it is a maternity leave for me. I was without laptop only for 3 days, that too in the labor ward.
Okay.
But still I was doing some follow-up call even then. We got that order, I still remember.
How did you manage?
Throughout 6 months, it's not that your baby is going to awake full time. Because when a baby is small, it's always going to sleep. That time you were able to work, you were able to talk to customers. There are a lot of technologies improved, virtual meetings, phone calls,
Agreed.
checking emails. If baby is awake the daytime, evening time you can do all the email work.
Okay.
And you can, even the worst case, if baby is awake and crying, I am sure that is not happening. Okay, at least the baby usually sleep whole time. You should have a support system as well, like
Okay.
your elders to be at home.
So you
or a
did this
babysitter.
out of your own interest or based
Out
on
of
your
my
boss
own interest.
out of your own interest?
Own
And
interest, because I know that giving a gap is not a good idea, because you are in sales, you have to maintain that relationship with customers, track all the orders. So it was my own interest, but there is the other way. Like, if you have a good salesperson, for example, something happened to, I should not say this, but something happened to a sales guy, something happened, definitely there should be a alternative solution, right? Why only stressing on women? If she have a gap, we will not be able to organize alternative. I think that's again a myth of the organization. It's just a gap of 6 months to 1 year. Definitely we can transfer to other salesperson. I know a girl, she will be able to manage both family as well as the work, even though maternity leave. If that is also not possible, definitely we can have a backup plan. Why we cannot have a backup plan? If some sales guy wants to have a break and want to go for higher studies, that is also possible. Like,
of course, the risk is there with every candidate.
every
hiring.
candidate, every industry.
Yes, every
Why
industry.
we are stressing on only sales, only for women? That is where the question comes.
I agree, to your point. But yeah, I mean, the societal norms and the organization culture, everything is interlinked over here. You rightly said, like any candidate, anything can happen, any accident can happen, or anything for that matter, any higher studies, it can happen. But this particular part is always into the minds of a recruiter. Like, if we hire a woman, like, these are the challenges which we have to go through. And today there are organizations who also maintain a very balanced ratio of the women in the team as well.
Yes.
So they always make it up, whether it is 50-50 or 70-30, they make sure that it is there, so that the organization has a very diversification in the team as well. So I think we need to appreciate that as well.
That's true.
Thing. And it is happening recently, I believe, not in the past. Even I have not seen that. Yeah, it is happening.
So a lot of things to be addressed, to be improved. That's why we just want to put a seed wherever possible through Select Her community, like how we can address all these points.
So what are the top 3 points, if you are given that authority or the power, okay, to build this community, to work with the women and empower them, especially in this area of expertise? What are the top three things that you will consider to address on priority?
Honestly, I have not thought about this question. Good question.
Like, whether it is the infrastructure, whether it is about the policies, whether HR policies for the women, or whether it is about the safety, whatever. There are many things, like we discussed about why women are not coming into the sales, the industrial sales especially, as you said. So if you have to empower them, what are the top three things that you will focus on?
One is to update resumes from organization point. They have to, not resume, it's job description. JDs, they have to update as they're open to hire both male and female candidates. Number two is like safety standpoint. Organization have to support cab arrangements so that they can safely travel and come, instead of like just taking auto or public transport. This will give them the confidence that company is supporting. My company, I thank to my company, they support for cab arrangements. Across India, if the authority is given, we need to emphasis on why women have to bring in sales, and there should be a ratio that out of 100% in any sales organization, at least minimum 30% there should be a saleswoman.
Agreed to the point. Who is the best salesperson you have seen, like whether it is a men or women?
My single line answer is, gender is not important, it's the skill.
Of course, gender is not important,
Yeah.
Skill is, but when we started this conversation, we also spoke about there are few skills which are God gifted to the particular gender. Okay, there are, for example, negotiation skill, what we talk about is women is good at it. And if you talk about the multitasking, women are very good at doing multitask compared to the men. It's a universal fact, it's a universal truth. Comparing it that way, and you being into this industry for so many years, 21 years, you would have seen a lot of salespeople, you would have seen a lot of men, as well as building this community, you would have seen a lot of women as well. Overall, as a gender, general point of view, if you take a handful of candidates, whom do you think is a good salesperson?
I really don't want to get into controversy. Okay, I just want to say the same answer as Swami Vivekananda say in Karma Yoga, one of the book. Each is great in their own place.
Okay.
Each is great.
Okay.
Men have their own unique skills, women have their own unique skills, unique way of selling it. So they have to upgrade their skills, knowledge, emotions, whatever is needed. Negotiation skill, objection handling, talking fearlessly in the conversations. So each are having their own qualities, unique qualities, and both gender have to learn what is important to sales to grow in sales career. So I would say like upgrade your skills, qualities, your mindset, your knowledge, whatever it takes to go to the top in sales. Be the best salesperson. It may be a woman or men, doesn't matter, but go to the top.
People coming to sales is very less. They don't consider this as a very fancy job. They consider this as a very low grade job.
Yeah,
If it is a
you're right,
sales
yes.
job, it is a low grade job. For example, I will not talk about the others, I will talk about my experience where my parents didn't want anybody to tell that their son is is a sales engineer basically. So they were like, okay, he's an engineer, because they had this question like, you have finished your engineering, you have did your MBA, why do you want to go and do a sales job? Is what the mindset is. That's what the society, everybody thinks about it, right? The overall candidate itself is very less when they are trying to choose a career in sales. Okay, the people who choose sales is those who didn't get any job. They try to get into an IT job, fancy jobs. They try to get into some banking industry, and when they fail it, they say, okay, I don't have anything else, let's try going into sales because that's where easy is. Maybe that is also one of the reasons why women are also less in this sales, especially the B2B sales.
Yeah.
What is your
I agree with you. So even if a man is into sales career, they're not getting respected from their family,
Exactly.
their parents. First, I want to ask a question: is sales is only limited to working in a sales organization, or sales is required everywhere? People should know what is sales.
Correct.
Like if your father is an IT operation head, for example, is he having a target or not, right? If your relative is into HR, is she or he not having a target? Like how many candidates they have to recruit in a year, how many products they have to complete production. Target is
Targets
everywhere.
are everywhere, any department.
Sales, like I used to say this example, if you're going to a beauty parlor, a woman going to say that your face is tanned and you have to use this facial, which is very expensive facial to glow your face, all this she's selling you.
Correct.
If you don't know what is sales, you're going to get cheated by her,
Correct.
and you're going to pay very high cost,
Yes.
right? So everywhere sales is there. And why only if you're choosing a sales career, they think that why we are into sales, how it is going to help us by learning sales, because overall we are going to live a good family life. If you know like what is sales, you are a good negotiator, you can influence people, you can handle the objections so well. So everywhere sales is important.
Correct.
But the mindset comes if we work in a sales career.
Yes.
Right.
The word sales, when it comes
Word
into
sales.
your designation, there comes the biggest issue for many people. See, this is what even I used to tell my my circle of people. There is no activity where sales is not involved.
Yes.
Okay, there is an interview going on where there is a recruiter sitting.
Yeah, that's true.
You are selling yourself for that company. Correct. You are convincing the other person that you are more valuable than the other candidate who has come, so that you get the job. And when you are going for an alliance, when you are looking out for a bride or bridegroom over there, you are selling yourself. You are putting up all your things as a catalog in your resume, your biodata, and you are selling it up. Correct.
Yeah.
So everywhere you are doing the job of a salesperson,
Sales.
but you are doing it indirectly. So what I mean to say is, there is no field, there is no area where sales is not there.
Yeah.
And if there is no sales, imagine there is no department called sales. If there is no job called sales engineers or sales executives, there is no business.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no business basically. Today, like startups are coming up.
Yeah.
There are many startups. Today people are growing like anything. The startups are growing like anything. Funding is coming up. Everybody is looking at the sales numbers end of the day.
Yeah.
How much? What is the 2x growth, 3x growth, 4x? What is that growth part? It is the sales. It is the revenue to the company. And if you are not having those numbers, I don't think you will be able to move on to the next level in your
Yeah, that's true. Business is sales.
correct
Heart of any business is sales.
sales.
But if people do not work in sales career, how they become a successful business owners?
Correct. And in the entire organization, sales is the only department which generates revenue to the company.
Yeah,
Rest all the departments are expenses.
that is true.
Correct. So
Yeah.
if you talk about the HR, you have to pay monthly salary to the entire the team that is working at up. If you talk about the any other department, you need to keep fueling them with the money that you are getting from the sales.
That's true.
And
So
it is the only department sales that is
that's not being
focused.
respected.
Correct. Exactly. That is not being respected in the society as well. Work for the revenue.
That's true. That's why the awareness have to be created
Correct.
overall. Like, what is sales? What are we doing actually? We are. It's a business to business sales. We are a solution provider. We are just not doing in a market we say onion selling, that
Yeah.
selling. That's it. It's not like that. We are selling a solution to the customer.
Yes.
And there is a value added solution to it. Those things, it takes time for the parents or relatives to understand.
Agree.
Yeah, so it's everywhere. The awareness have to create, but how many of the son or daughters make parents to sit and explain what is sales? So it has to change everywhere. Then we can have a good society where the sales are respected, women are respected, the career, the roles, everything gets respected. It's all that awareness. The foundation is awareness need to be sowed everywhere.
Correct. And you rightly said one point about the respect in this particular field, which is very less, I
Yeah.
should say. Okay, as boys, as men, as boys, like they are okay with it at least. If somebody says something and somebody insults them, I think it is still they take it up. Few of them take it up very seriously, but few of them let it go. Chalo, okay, move on. Let's move on and see. Okay, but being a women are very soft-hearted as far as I know, and they are very sensitive. If somebody says something, even in a higher pitch of the voice, they get offended. They get a lot of distractions. So, what would you advise? And do you have any story? Have you ever gone through this where the customer has not treated you in a very good manners? And what is your the advice on this?
Yeah, I agree that women are soft. That's why in the beginning of the interview I said their courage have to build up.
Have you gone through any such incident in your 21 years of sales career? Any customer would have shouted at you, "What is that? Why are you doing this?" Or "Don't call me again." You have been trying to get an appointment with a customer, and that customer is like, "Don't you ever call me again."
Yeah,
So,
so I have. Of course, I should have such
Yes.
experiences. We missed to deliver the parts. He said, "I should not see you in the gate next time. We are not happy with the quality issues because their pressure they are just passing on to us, and we should know how to handle it. It does not only happen to women; it also happens to men.
Correct.
If you fail to deliver the products,
Yes.
You have to get the.
So that's what I
scolding.
said. Men are at least some point of time they are okay to.
I understand. I agree fully with you, but it has to build for. That's why I said this community helps them. This kind of
Agreed.
community
to sell like
helps
her
them.
community helps
Like
them.
this community will help them to tell, okay, this happens in the industry, and you have to be strong. You have to be bold to face such challenges in career in sales. Like sometimes sometimes customers shout at you, scolds at you. Like one of the incidents, he was so shy. Customer so shy to handshake with me.
Okay.
This is a simple example because I'm a woman. He was shy. He was not confident to handshake. This kind of little challenges you face. Sometimes customers scolds. They don't give appointment. I think as the day passes, when you're strong, you will learn. You know how to overcome these challenges.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. And on the other hand, as a female, as a woman, there are high chances that the customers can also misbehave. Correct. So I would just like to throw some light on that. Okay, because end of the day, as I said, safety is a very high priority, and you told one thing that you love meeting people, you love traveling, and every day we have to meet a lot of strangers whom we don't even know what is the thought process this guy has, what is his background. but still you have to go sit with them, talk to them, and there are chances that you will, the women, the sales women can feel uncomfortable, talking to such men. Anybody?
I'm fortunate, I should say. Customers whom I met so far, they are so nice, so kind, so respectful. I think that's the proud feeling of being in this industry, I would say. Like I thank all my customers, my distributors. They always respect me. That's why I said the awareness have to create, because you rightly pull this point up. Many women have that thought, is it good, is it safety? It's a safe place. You should know before selecting a company, selecting an organization, selecting an industry, is it good place, safe place to work? So this is a business to business. Everyone are like business people, industrialists. I'm fortunate to have to work in a safe place, and
but not all women are fortunate to be in that.
That's why they have to be very choosy.
Correct, and that empowerment is still required, and that should not be a stopping point for them to not choose this field. Correct.
Maybe women also have one good quality, intuition.
Correct.
Right, so when they talk with the people, they should know whom they are talking, what direction the topic is going. You should draw your line. That's very important. See, I know even I got some proposal from customers very initial stage, but I stopped the line, So this is my experience I've learned. So we should know how to stop, how to draw your line. If you think that it's going beyond your line, you should know how to cut it off. I think those things, if women are capable of handling it, they'll be able to lead a good career, sales career. I would say like out of like 100%, 1% or 0.5%, there are some such talks, such behaviors happens. But if you are strong enough, you should know where to draw the limit. You will be able to have a good career in sales.
Understood. Thanks for the clarity, so that every women looking at it will also feel like, okay, so what has to be done.
I know one customer in Delhi is like, we will go out. I never seen Bangalore. We'll go out one day outing.
Oh.
I never responded to the call again. And one customer, let's go to Tirupati. This messages. When you ask question, it didn't strike me. I thought like all okay, but more I go deeper, I'm realizing like such also talks came up to me. I'm happy that I've handled it in a better way.
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
I would say like 0.5% I had such conversations, but that's why drawing a line is very important, and the way you dress up is very important. The way you smile is also important. The way you behave, the talks. You should not convey a wrong signal to the customer, right? So you should know how to maintain the distance. It's very important.
Understood. A couple of years back, when I was a sales engineer and I was handling one of the accounts. So there was one beautiful lady over there in the purchase side. Okay. So something happened, and we started to talk with each other, and we were good friends. Then we were in a very good relationship, and things went on. It was for 1 or 2 years we were having a very good thought. I think it is possible once you start talking to people, when you start liking each other as well. So there are many cases also that happens. So I just had this data, like according to a LinkedIn survey, okay. So women make up only 19% of the sales workforce in India, whereas if you could see in India, even 13% are holding the leadership roles, just like you, okay, which is highly significant gender gap. Whereas in other countries like Thailand or Vietnam, it is 43%. Okay, so a part of this community, Sell Like Her, where you want to encourage women to take up the sales job. Vision, if I could ask you, like, where do you want to see these numbers go up? And by when? If I could say we are in 2025, next 5 years, if I could say 2030, where there are a lot of investments coming up, India is going to be a very, very nice and developed country maybe. Okay, so that's what everybody is predicting. So if you could see, what is the numbers that at least you have something like, okay, this is something where women will be?
See, one thing is this 19% you talked about. I'm not sure in this kind of industry where we work, like industrial automation.
Industrial, yes, of course.
B2B.
I'm talking entirely the sales.
Yeah. It is much more less.
Correct.
I would say like maybe less than 5%.
Agreed.
Yeah. So at least this 5% should move to 10%.
Okay.
Yeah. This is something.
In the next 5 years or in the next 1 or 2 years?
Next 5 years.
In the next 5 years.
Yeah, I know it's.
So 5 to 10% itself is not easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not easy.
Understood. And what is your take on the Gen Zs? Okay, why I'm asking you this is when I wanted to hire, okay, when I decided back then to, okay, let's hire the females, let's hire women into the team. So let's see how they do it, because I believe that women are very good salesperson. Okay, they have a very good convincing ability to do it, because sales is at the end of the day, it's all about convincing the other person. So they have this good, is what I believe. But especially the new upcoming generation, okay, I have seen personally a lot of tantrums. Okay, they throw a lot of tantrums, they talk a lot about their mental health, and they are like, I mean, they have their own kind of a world where they live in. Have you ever worked with Gen Zs, especially women, and do you have any experience with that?
You mean
the recent passed out students, the 2K kids, if you have to put it up?
Okay. Means honestly, I don't have much experience talking to them, very few, because I don't have much time to go to many colleges to talk with the students, which I would love to do, but I'm not having much time to do it. Very selective colleges I went. So
maybe I'll just share my experience. There was this one girl who hired in my previous company, and she used to throw a lot of tantrums. Okay. And one specific day, she didn't complete her job. I mean, she didn't complete the task which was assigned to her, and she was also absent. We asked, like, what happened? Why didn't you do this? And what is the reason for taking leave? At least that has to be informed. And she was like, I was mentally breakdown. I had a mental breakdown.
Oh my God.
And for me, it was the very first time when I heard that term, like mental breakdown. I was like, what do you mean by mental breakdown? Yeah, what is that? You will not understand. We have some kind of things. I mean, according to me, this problem is with the entire generation. But when we specifically talk about the women in that generation, it is a little bit more as well. So if you have to, as a mentor to the women, to empower them, to bring it up and to tell them, hey, come to the sales profession, here is where the real gold is. What is the advice, or what is one thing that you would tell this generation basically?
As we discussed, I would say that women having their own inborn skills, like negotiation, objection handling, building a relationship. Any forum they go, they are the first person to get friendship with their surroundings, wherever it is. Their inborn skills can be utilized better in the sales, number one. Number two, good networking. They can connect with many people in sales, through sales career. If they are just getting into HR or finance, anything, only within the organization they will get to know each other. But if it is a sales, they get to meet a lot of people around. The more you are entering to the outer world, the better perspective and mindset you would be. My advice to them is understand what is sales. Listen to a lot of podcasts. Read good books which are written by women who walk the path in sales. Podcast managed by sales women, sales leaders, so that you know what exactly sales. And that gives you confidence how you can grow in sales career. And sales, everybody knows, it's a high paying profile. If you really put your 100% effort, convert a lot of leads, you are respected more in the organization. And it's a black and white. If you work more, you get a good incentive.
Correct.
Right? So think 360 degree. Don't just take a decision because of the myths being put up, like it's a door-to-door selling, it is pressurized job, you can't have work-life balance. Do not just think, go through, do some research, then come to a conclusion why sales is important, why you have to get into sales. In a long run, I know definitely, like nowadays many women want to start up a company. If you don't know sales, how you will have a good company?
Correct. It's not only women, but anybody who wants to start up a company, if they don't know how to sell, like they will not be able to do it.
Sales is a good career. But choose before getting into a job, choose what is their HR policies and what is your role, your responsibilities, whether the organization is supporting women. Do some little research, get into a good company. You will really shine in sales. That's my take to the
Okay.
girls.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.